Hello and welcome to the Don't Break the Oath podcast. Today, joined with Stephen.
Hello.
As normal. And Emily. And we will be talking about sex with aliens.
I think it's people who have had a lot of acid.
Could well be.
I think, pretty much.
I'm going to get straight into this. The first one is a guy called David Huggins. Yeah. And he reckons that he's fathered half human, half alien children. He was actually on the world's strangest UFO cases. He was on that TV program, if anyone's seen it. But straight away with this guy, I mean, he paints pictures of him and all the rest of it. And his alien, or she's called Crescent, but she's basically a human woman with an alien face.
I'd say, looking at the photo, it's a grey, isn't it? Grey's face.
Yeah, it's a grey's face, human body.
Yeah, with black hair, what you would see like Cleopatra wearing.
Yeah, and you've got him, you've got Pamela Stonebrook, and I think there's another one as well. But a lot of these people don't seem to have a problem with aliens just coming out of the blue and start fucking them. Which, I mean, this Pamela Stonebrook, she even said that when the alien came, she woke up and it was fucking her. And when she woke up, it was like it looked like a Greek Adonis, you know what I mean? Like a real fucking, muscly fucking good-looking guy. And she thought, fucking hell, I'll go with this. I mean, who the fucking hell wakes up getting shagged by anything? I mean, even if I woke up and Kelly Brook was shagging me or Britney Spears, I'd still have a few questions to ask before I let them carry on.
Fucking rape. That's what it is, though. It's rape.
They don't say rape, though, do they?
If you're in bed laid asleep and all of a sudden you wake up because someone's on top of you pounding the shit out of you, it's rape.
Of course it is.
Unless they say surprise, and then maybe it's a different story.
Surprise rape. But the thing is with these people, they never say rape. They always talk about it as being a wonderful experience. Well, that Pamela Stonebrook, she says that this thing was shagging her. It was like what you'd say the typical Nord-looking sort of alien guy. Then all of a sudden she felt him grow inside her, and then he turned into a reptilian. But she still let him carry on. She was enjoying herself.
Okay.
Yeah, and same with this guy, this David Huggins. I mean, he was saying like, he woke up and this guy's married as well. And apparently his wife don't want out to do with it. She won't talk about it and all the rest of it. But he says he's not cheating on her because, he doesn't really have much...
Well, he is though, isn't he? What do you think about it?
Well, yeah.
If some randy fucking alien's coming to have sex with him, he's cheating on his wife. It's probably what it is. He's probably going to a strip club or something.
Could easily be. I mean, his lad was funny. When I see his lad speak about him, and his lad was saying he don't know why his dad's been chosen, I mean...
Mate, I want to go live in America. You sound like they're all taking drugs.
Well, but he reckons that he tried to tell this alien, like, let's take it slow and all this, and not just because she wants to get straight into it. When she comes, she just appears in this blue light, and then she's like bang straight on him. Lay down, get stuck in. And he's like, no, I want to take it slow, but she won't have any of it.
If I was going to have sex with an alien, that would be the best sex. Hit it and quit it, mate. You don't have to worry about it, do you? Like, let's get to know each other. Let's just...
straight in, straight out.
Straight out, yeah. Done and dusted.
So that's him. So he paints pictures of him and that. I'll put this picture on the YouTube version of the show. If I can find a link to him, I'll put it on the Twitter as well. And it's there was one on a lot of people have seen this one on YouTube, ITV's This Morning.
Oh.
Yeah, Stephanie Cohen, yeah. Now, she's the sort of person that is a typical person. When you look into these sex alien, although we have got one that kind of breaks the mould in a bit, but
two.
But when you look at these people, you can almost picture them before you've seen them.
Yeah.
When someone mentions like
the lady next door who got cats.
Yeah, she's got the cats, she's got the candles, she's got the beads around her neck, she's got the fucking
hippie style.
Probably
cat lady. If anyone knows that analogy.
Yeah. You have a cat lady. A lot of people will understand that one.
Yeah,
there's always a woman down the street, isn't there, like a cat lady,
Yeah.
And that's normally when you look into these cases, and it's normally those sorts of people who are having these things. So draw your own conclusions from that. But she went on to say that this was it was a dream. Well, it was a. She said it wasn't a dream because dreams are just a friendly way of knowing letting you know what you've been doing or something.
She said spiritual.
But she said spiritual. She said it was in her mind. Yeah. This was taking place. She's done cat people. She's done Reptilians. She's done Ian the Octopus Man.
Ian the Octopus Man. See who knows his name.
I mean, Ian the fucking Octopus Man. I mean, come on.
It's absolutely crazy. You have to watch it. We'll put a link up.
Yeah, I'll put a link to this on screen.
It was absolutely outstanding because also she's a medium.
Oh, yeah.
And eventually we're going to be doing a show on mediums. We're actually going to get a medium to read us. And she's already given us permission that we can record her. So, but this woman gives mediums a bad name. She couldn't even tell Philip Schofield what colour his briefcase was.
yeah, because he did ask you, the presenter.
What's in my briefcase?
Philip Schofield
asked I can't.
She didn't even have a guess, you know.
No, but she did have a guess. She said it was black with silver lining, but Phil Schofield didn't say anything because I think he was just being polite.
Well, it's always the way with mediums, isn't it? It's you never know when it's going to happen, you know. Whatever. Yeah. So you got that. So whatever. But I suppose the most famous alien sex case. Hang on a minute. Just let me get another glass of the old Lancaster mead.
We have to do this one a bit tipsy because it just makes me laugh. I won't do it otherwise. For all we know, though, sorry people, but for all we know, they could be getting sexually abused by aliens.
No, it could be real.
Could be real. So I'm not knocking the facts. So I believe alien abductions more than I believe this.
And I hardly believe that. But the most famous case of this probably is the Villas-Boas case. And this is a guy, Antonio Villas-Boas, 23, Brazilian farmer. On October 16th, 1957, was ploughing a field when he saw a red star in the sky. Anyway, this star started to approach his position, growing in size until it became recognisable as a circular or egg-shaped craft. It had a light at the front, it was rotating, and it had 3 tripod legs, you know, the usual thing. He tried to leave the scene on his tractor. This thing caught up to him. His tractor died, so he tried to run, and he was seized by a 1.5 metre tall, that's a 5 foot tall humanoid. He was wearing grey overalls, like they always do, and a helmet. It had small blue eyes, and instead of speech, it made noises like barks or yelps. 3 similar beings joined him and subdued him and dragged him inside the craft. Now, this is where it gets sexual inside the craft, because a lot of things happened inside the craft, and one of the things was they took a blood sample from his chin. And I don't know why the chin's significant, but in a lot of these cases, they'll talk about the aliens having a pointy chin. Looking more or less human, but they've got a pointy chin, so I don't know whether this...
The ancient Egyptians used to.
Yeah, similar to that, yeah. But I don't know whether it's... I don't know why that would
they used to dress like mimic the gods, didn't they?
Yeah, so. But it's a weird place to take blood from in the chin.
Yeah, it really is.
But anyway, he's in the craft. He was stripped of his clothes. He was covered head to toe in a strange gel. Yeah. He was left in a room for about half an hour. And during that time, there was some gas pumped in the room, which made him ill. But shortly after this, he was joined by another humanoid. She was female, very attractive and naked. I was going to say very naked, but she was definitely naked. She was the same height as the other ones, and she had a small pointed chin and large blue cat-like eyes. Again, you know, she had platinum blonde hair, which again is, you know, when you talk about the Nords and that, this is what you get, blonde hair. Anyway, she had her way with him. And then afterwards, she just rubbed her belly and gestured upwards, almost as if to say, I mean, you've got to read a lot into this, but she's almost saying, like, you know, I've got your baby in me and I'm going to raise it in space.
Right, yeah.
So
I'll let you finish and I've got my fairy.
Yeah, but this gas pumped into the room. There's a guy called Riley Martin. And again, I'll post his interview on the Twitter. That's at DBTO podcast. I'll post his interview on there because it's a good interview, but he said the same thing. He said he was taken by, like he said, leopard people, leopard people. But
where's he from?
From America, and he was saying that the same thing happened to him. He was put in a room and some gas was filled, and he even said like if these cat people or leopard people had come to him and wanted sex with him, there's no way on this earth he would have shagged them. But this gas made him want to shag them. So obviously that's what this gas was for. And you got this on the Villas-Boas case as well. Yeah.
Do I my fairy to the Brazilian gentleman and the guy from America? What was his name?
Riley Martin.
Right, my fairy was kidnapped by human beings, thrown in a room, gassed, so there was out of it, and basically raped. So they could spawn. So the woman who slept with them could have the kids and sell it on the black market.
Maybe. But I think there's a lot of these abduction cases now. What are being put down to MILABs, this military.
That's why I find alien abduction hard to believe sometimes, because 9 times out of 10 I think mostly it's to do with the government. Personally, yeah, it's aliens. Aliens have got technology that we could even dream of, or wish we had, which we probably have. If you think about all these UFOs that have crashed, and you're telling me the government hasn't got anything on it, it's quite easy. It's like it was this year, wasn't it? They did the new X-Files. I thought that was spot on.
Yeah.
Absolutely spot on.
They're going to do an Independence Day 2 as well, aren't they?
Yeah, that's how the first one should have been. Yeah. But like I say, it was absolutely spot on. The fact that they made their own alien crafts. We're off topic again, aren't we? We keep doing this.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to alien
case you've got a case there of a woman that doesn't quite fit the usual cat lady mould, don't you?
Yes, I have. I actually got 2. 2 women claimed to have sex with aliens and gave birth to hybrid babies, according to this article. We have one Bridget Nielsen, 27 years old. She lives with her father in USA, Cydonia, Arizona. Claims to have regular contact with aliens and now has 10 hybrid children, 4 boys and 6 girls. But if you look at them, you're like, wow. you won't think butter melt in the mouth looking at them, because this Bridget Nielsen is she's a former marketing executive. And you've got this other woman called Aluna Versa. She's a game designer. I think she's just been taking acid myself, being a game designer and that, but they're both really pretty girls. And it's not what you would class as a typical person who'd come out and say they've had sex with aliens. That's why I find this interesting. Well, anyways, this Bridget Nielsen, she goes on to say, they're not just taking our children, they are creating a hybrid race to better humanity. Maybe so. But also,
we've only got their word for it.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
If they're doing it, they're not going to say, no, we're doing this to fuck you up.
Yeah, well, she claims...
Now, open your legs.
She claims to give birth to alien children who live with their father on a giant spaceship and claim other women simply don't realise it. But,
so she thinks that this could be happening to other women.
Yeah,
as well.
But they're not coming out, like, not speaking. There's actually a group of women that are claiming to have children with fathered by aliens who live with their dads on giant spaceships and describe the sexual encounters with them as the best they've ever had.
Oh dear. And this is did she say this was happening physically, or?
It does. She does. She says she's been taken. Well, she's produced some drawings of her children as well. All 10 of them. Well, only 2 of them, not 10 of them. But as she says, she's recalling a sexual encounter with an alien on board a spaceship. Bridget said it was great. Then she goes on, it was an incredible, super primal, super raw sexual experience. There was really freedom and was really going for it. It was the best sex she had ever had.
Did she say what the aliens were?
No, she don't, but this Aluna Versa, 23, from Los Angeles, a game designer, she basically says, suddenly I'm sat in a classroom next to a green reptilian creature, and immediately I'm so sexually turned on looking at this being.
Yeah, it was this classroom in a spaceship.
Yeah, something like that. And then like
so she sat there with other humans.
Yeah, and they all basically turn around and look at them.
Massage you.
Basically, that's what it is. I reckon they're all on drugs myself, because if you look at these 2 women, you think, yeah, good-looking women.
Well, this is the thing, I mean...
Podcast, but they are good-looking women, and there's no denying it, they are good-looking women.
Yeah, so this is the thing, because...
One thing about Bridget, bless her soul, she said she also lost one alien child to a devastating circumstance when it didn't form properly, and said alien takes women eggs, mainly on board their spaceship, but that it can happen on Earth. She said once she saw the spaceship in the sky, and moments later her ovaries ached. So basically, women who refuse to accept that maybe having alien children, said the signs you can look for, such as recurring dreams about doctors' offices or classrooms, missing times, or false pregnancies. This could mean you're having a hybrid children, basically.
But it could also mean... I mean, you've heard of sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
And this is one of the things what people always jump to in a case like this when someone says, I've had sex feelings. The first thing anyone's going to say is, sleep paralysis, and you get the old hag syndrome, where you wake up, you can't move, all you can move is your eyes, and there's some old hag. It feels like there's someone sat on you. And this is an old,
it's an old
ancient thing.
It's an old wise tale or something.
And so, because we're coming to the sci-fi age and all the rest of it, people are thinking that this has adopted a new disguise, if you will. So instead of being the old hag now it's an alien. So it's the same thing. But there's also a study was done about sleep orgasms, and it found that in women, 37% of women have had an orgasm while they've been asleep, right? Obviously, it's common in blokes, it's called a wet dream, but 37% of women said they'd had one, an orgasm while they were asleep, and it in a roundabout way, it's put down to not getting enough sex. That's what causes this.
Yeah.
But
there's something psychologically going on.
But if you've got this in your head, when you're having an orgasm, you wake up, you've had an orgasm and all the rest
of it. It's like us having a wet dream.
Yeah, and you've had a dream about aliens and that. Well, you're going to just think, well, maybe that's what's happened there. But then you get them talking about seeing the children and all the rest of it. So that's a different. Yeah, but there's no physical proof. The only one really with any sort of physical proof is this Peter.
Let's say Corey. It's K. Yeah. It's spelled Peter as normal. Khoury.
Yeah, so Peter Corey, I would say case. And this comes from the Australian UFO Research Network, and it was done by a guy called Bill Chalker. The interview or the write-up was about this Peter Corey, and he says that he's been visited. He first saw a UFO when he was 7-year-old in Lebanon, and he was 1971 near Israel.
Mm-hmm.
And he says that he's been having encounters ever since, pretty much. But so he gets home one night and he wakes up, and there's two women knelt on the end of his bed. Now, one looks like a Nordic female, but she has a pointy chin. So coming back to this pointy chin again, and the other one looked like an Asian lady in appearance. They were both about 6 foot tall.
Yeah.
And the Nordic lady had the blonde hair, and the Asian lady had darker hair, which you'd expect.
Yeah.
Anyway, they both had the way with him. One of them, which one was it? It was a Nordic woman, pulled him towards her breasts as she was going for it, and he tried to resist and pull away. But she did this 3 times, and finally, to cope with the shock and disorientation of what was going on, he actually bit her nipple and swallowed a piece of it. Right?
I'll be waiting for my poo to come out the next day, mate.
But he said that there was no blood or anything like that. And it wasn't until the next day he went to the toilet and he found a blonde hair wrapped tightly around his foreskin. Now, this is the physical evidence of this thing, because this hair was tested. So the hair was DNA profiled. It was biologically close to normal human genetics, but of an unusual racial type, a rare Chinese Mongoloid type, one of the rarest lineages known. So this lineage lies further from human mainstream than any other except African pygmies and aboriginals.
So basically
unless he got raped by an aboriginal. But the thing is, though, because it came back as being Chinese Mongoloid type and the hair was blonde, even the scientists were saying, well, we're not quite sure why it would come back as blonde, because obviously most people with Asian DNA have got dark hair. So...
pretty much they've all got dark hair. No, not being stereotypical.
100% of the time, unless
dark hair,
unless they're albino or...
unless they die or, like you say, albino, like you say. But
that's...
So it's either black or brown, isn't it?
So this was blonde. This was blonde. So unless he's been... it's a 1 in a million chance, isn't it, that he's found an albino aboriginal to rape him. There's something that this could be the smoking gun, as it were, I think. The other thing about this hair as well, it contained 2 deleted genes from the CCR5 protein. Contains 2 deleted genes
for CCR5, if you know what that means, protein. Undeleted CCR5, whichever that is. CCR5 is a deletion factor
has been implicated in the AIDS resistant. So basically,
So basically, they've been fucked by someone with AIDS?
No. What it's saying is this hair has a natural age resistance. The genetics of whatever the creature or alien or whatever it was that shagged this guy does have a natural resistance against AIDS.
At least these aliens are not sexist. They do it with men and women. At least it's not just one class.
No, it's definitely a 50-50 split.
Yeah. You women out there and males out there, you just beware, because you don't know you're having these babies most of the time. According to this, it feels like a recurring dream.
Well, that was the thing. But before... So, let's for the sake of argument, let's presume that this is happening, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that doesn't make sense is like you've got these women coming out saying they've been shown. You got Pamela Stonebrook. She was shown her children. You know, she was taken on board the craft and she saw them. This woman saying
you've got this Bridget and Aluna. They ain't seen them.
Yeah,
they've got a bit of sadness. They basically do say on the thingy they haven't seen them.
So they've seen a couple of them, haven't they?
Yeah, but it says here, look, you don't get to be with them. She says.
Oh yeah, no, but they're showing them, aren't they, before they take them away?
I know they're saying that the groups of aliens taking people from the same family or gene pool at the most interested in breeding with younger women, so to say. Some of the women of these hybrid communities, which have members aged from 19 to some in their 60s, claim to have more than 10 children with aliens. However, people, they never meet their children on Earth, and Bridget said there is a sadness because you can't be with them. So...
She's drawing a picture of something. Must have shown her on a spaceship.
They're saying they can't be with them on Earth, but then she later on goes to say that there's a group believed to take people that they're going to meet in a certain area and like the aliens are going to bring them down so they can run around on Earth and somewhere secluded and everything. But it's just crazy.
Happened. But this is the thing, because you've got David Huggins, he's seen his children. You've got Pamela Stonebrook, she's seen hers. That lady.
You've got Bridget Nielsen who says she hasn't seen them on Earth, but like I said, they have got pictures of them, so they must have seen them.
You've got the Villas Boas where the alien's saying he's going to have his baby. I don't know if he ever saw it.
We'll do this podcast again.
So this leads back to like why they're doing it, and obviously you get this hybrid theory, this alien human hybrid.
Race. Yeah, that's what basically Bridget says. That they're doing it to better humanity. She says it's going to better humanity. She actually does say...
Why clandestine then?
I don't know. She just says it's to do with better humanity. That's what it says. That's the only thing she says.
They're going to say that, though, like I said at the beginning.
That's why I think most of them are on smack or something.
They're not going to... No, I mean, the aliens are going to say that. They're not going to They're not going to tell you what the real agenda is, are they? Because you're not going to do it, are you?
Looking at the pictures of these drawings that they've got of their children, none of them look like human anyway. Apart from, that one might do. If you... Yeah, that one a bit. That's probably the other one, that Aluna Versus one that she draws. She's got like a diamond, she looks like just big eyes.
But surely, if you're doing it for genetic purposes and the survival of their race, and even if they're looking for... Unless the specific genetics that they're looking for is so rare that they can only choose 10 people, if you was going to do this and you wanted it to be a success, you'd need to put millions of people in that gene pool.
Yeah, not just one or 10.
Yeah, so there'd have to be literally...
Pretty much a whale.
People this would happen to.
We're all different. Everyone's different.
Yeah, but
different features, different
I think a lot of them say they're looking for a specific DNA.
Yeah.
It's not so much a cloning as a more... They're trying to make it more of a natural thing, aren't they? But to make this genetics experiment work, they'd literally have to pull in millions of different people.
Yeah, not just 10.
Otherwise, you end up with a...
It'll be like any... it's like any drug trial. It's trial and error. So it won't be just, we'll try him, then we'll try him. They won't think, he's all right in that community, so we'll try him.
Well, you need
there could be hundreds of people
there. A variety of DNA, otherwise you'd end up with basically incest, wouldn't you?
Pretty much. That's basically what they're saying.
And that's just going to dilate the gene pool, and then eventually you're going to end up in the same situation that they're in now, where they're...
Did they take any hillbillies and rape hillbillies?
Yeah.
Because, no offence to you Americans, but yeah.
Take everybody.
Oh, well, so they should.
But they just don't take enough. If it was really about a hybrid program, they'd be taking a lot more than what they are.
So I was watching a documentary on TV the other day. Top 10 UFO sightings. It had Stanton Friedman, had a few other people on it and that. And Stanton Friedman's theory was spot on. He goes, back in the day when there was no technology, nothing, when you was running around with muskets or swords or whatever, like Nuremberg and all that, He says they'll visit and they'll be there in the big battles because they couldn't think it. But now they're a bit more hesitant because of what we can do. But then again, it's their fault we've got this technology. It is. It's their fault we've got this technology. But I think most of them are on drugs. Might be true, might not be true. So until I see an hybrid alien or I get raped by an alien.
Well, that's the thing. This has been going on that long now. I mean, there could be hybrids walking amongst us.
Mm.
So that, you know.
So basically, if all these people are right and they are being abducted and it's a recurring dream, so basically that says to me, before I hit puberty and I had my wet dream, I was being done by an alien, or I was doing an alien, but I didn't know anything about it. But I'm a kid. I'm 11, 12-year-old.
Yeah, but you've got Simon Parks. He reckons he was 6-year-old, and this. But again, this was not physical. I don't think it was physical. I think it was more in his head. But he was saying that an alien made him have sex with somebody at 6-year-old. So
he's a paedophile.
Yeah,
that's a
paedophile.
paedophile.
The alien's a paedophile.
That's a fucking paedophile.
So that's another thing.
You can't produce properly until you've hit puberty.
No, women can. They could take all the eggs they wanted from a woman straight away.
Yeah, women can, but men.
You have to wait to a certain age when you're puberty.
So I think the government's fucking some of us. And I just think it's crazy.
Anyway, so fucking before we finish, I just thought what we'd do is we'd have a little quiz.
A little quiz.
Yeah.
Hey.
Basically, we'll do five common types of alien, or 6 common types of alien. Reptilians, greys, 2 types of greys, that's 4, and the jellyfish guy.
Jellyfish guy, Ian. Ian the jellyfish guy, dude.
So we'll do 5 most common types of alien, right? And we'll put them in order of which one you'd shag.
Right.
If you had to. This isn't, I mean, there's a lot of people that would shag a Nord because they can't get any fucking earth women. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about which race of alien, if you're going to be abducted and made to perform these sexual acts, which alien species would you least want to do?
I'd go with a blonde.
Top one's going to be Nord, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely Nord because of Swedish looking aliens. So hey, and my name's Helga. I'm from Sweden.
Yeah, that's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
So that's number 1. That's going to be everybody's first choice. That's what makes me wonder about these people who say they're getting done by reptilians.
Exactly, that's what I'm thinking.
But
but if they're being drugged, they've got no choice.
So I'll go with that as well. So we'll both go number 1 is the Nord. So now we've got a choice of reptilian, tall grey, short grey,
and insectoid master.
Yeah, these mantids.
And then you've got an insectoid servant type 2.
That's what Simon Parks was doing at Mantoid.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with
reptilian, tall grey, short grey, or mantoid.
My number 2 I'm gonna do is
oh no, we've got jellyfish man as well. Octopus man, sorry.
Yeah, well we'll leave the servant out then. We've got the octopus guy. I'll go with the octopus guy.
What, second?
Yeah, definitely.
What, after the Nord?
After the Nord, something different, innit?
Something different. It'd be like knocking one out into a wet flannel. Fucking octopus.
Yeah, but it don't matter, does it? It's better than looking at these fuckers. There's a pedo, they're the kids, and God knows what he is.
Alright, okay, so you're going Nord,
Octopus.
Nord, Octopus, and I'm going Nord, and probably second, if I haven't got to do any of them, probably, it's a toss-up between the tall and the short grey, innit?
What do you prefer, tall or short women?
Well, you'd be able to chuck a small grey around. It wouldn't want to come back to where after it come to me. Alright, I'll do a short grey. So your third choice.
My third choice would be tall grey.
Tall grey?
Yeah, long legs.
Long legs. They look like they've got nice skin. At least you can have a cuddle or some shit. Right, I'm going tall grey for my third.
Then I'm going to go short grey.
Short
grey. So you
grey.
can chuck them about a bit.
Yeah.
Imagine doing a blonde Nord though, 8 foot, 6 to 8 foot, fucking hell. As long as it's got big boobs, I don't care.
You'd know you've been in an account. One
of
them, wouldn't you?
Like, yeah.
So you've done that, so what have I got? I've got reptilian or octopus, haven't I?
Yep.
Reptilian or octopus, I mean...
I'm going reptilian as my last one.
Yeah, you've got reptilian as your last, innit?
Yep.
So I'm got to make a choice here.
Octopus or reptilian. And then octopus.
Flannel or
wet flannel.
Scaly
yeah,
cold.
But it's nice and soft and ready for you. Imagine how rough a reptilian is going to be.
I'll do jellyfish and then reptilian.
That's the one, see?
What we can conclude from that is that if you do have to do this and you wake up one night and it is an alien. Just pray that it's a Nord, not a reptilian.
Definitely a Nord. If you're feeling a bit kinky, go for the octopus.
Go for the octopus.
If you're feeling desperate, definitely the reptile. Definitely the reptile.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Have fun.